I'm Matthew Drutt, and this is Eye on Art. New York City has more museums and art galleries, probably per square mile, than any other city in the world. As if that wasn't enough, though, it has a robust rotating menu of temporary public art projects. This week we're going to take a look at a few of them that are spread out throughout Manhattan. Our first stop is City Hall Park, where New York's venerable Public Art Fund has organized a temporary exhibition entitled Lightness of Being. We're standing in Daniel Blouin's Suncatcher. Blouin is a French conceptual artist whose works, particularly in the 70s and 80s, were a kind of rigorous intervention between architecture, public space, and artistic space. His work was primarily composed of striped objects made of simple fabrics or panels, a kind of do-it-yourself aesthetic. One of the pieces in the show that you might miss unless you're looking where you're going is David Shrigley's metal flip-flops from 2001. Shrigley's a British artist whose paintings, objects, and drawings are often whimsical, satirical, sometimes very off-color, and sometimes really sardonic. It's a cast of the artist's own flip-flops. He's a size 13, and there were a pair of them at the fountain. One of them is taking a walk. Until his untimely death last year, Austrian artist Franz West's performances and installation explored the space between audience participation, interaction, and how objects intervene in space. His project here, an untitled group of sculptures completed posthumously, takes the idea of monumental sculpture into this kind of organic, inverted kind of space. Here in Madison Square Park, there's an installation of works by Italian conceptual artist Giuseppe Pannoni. The 27th exhibition presented by the Madison Square Art Program of the Madison Square Park Conservancy. Pannoni's installation consists of 3 30-foot tall bronze trees dispersed throughout one of the central fields in the park. They're almost indistinguishable from the real trees in the park, except for the fact that the trees in the park are in bloom this season, and Pannoni's trees have these large boulders teetering in the branches. One of the longest standing public sculpture programs in the city is run by the Fund for Park Avenue, which for decades has been seeding the grass-strewn medians along this major artery of the city with works by artists from all over the world. From now through November, you can see 13 steel sculptures by New York artist Albert Paley. Paley began his career in the early 70s as a metalsmith, making jewelry, and later migrated to making functional objects like candelabra, tables, and soon his works took on a much larger scale. Gates, fences, things that were hewn as a blacksmith might. Paley's work is derived from his interest in European Art Nouveau, the 19th century art movement that infused everyday objects with natural form, flowers, plants, and especially its German variant, Jugendstil, which was based in Vienna.